Microphalluses. It's 3:20 in Guam, and apparently A-Rod writes like a girl.
And according to Andrew Young, ex-mayor of Atlanta, it's okay to be a racist, so put your nose to the grindstone.
This is Jeff the Bagman Baggett.
And this is James the Nose Holt.
And we're just saying. So it seems that Kevin Durant, in his baby-fied ways, has issued an apology for refusing to talk to the press this weekend, pulled a Marshawn Lynch. I'm only doing this so I don't get fined. I'm just sick and tired of like professional athletes making millions of dollars, and they refuse to talk to the media for whatever reasons. They're just unappreciative jackholes. I don't know what else to say. It's just like, look, it's part of your job. It's one of the reasons that you can be marketed for millions and millions of dollars. Just go out there and try to have a little eloquency. I know that's a big word for you, but look it up. It's in the dictionary.
Wow. So you're saying, and I'm going to take the opposition on this, is you talk to the press no matter how you feel, no matter what you feel about after the game. I'm going to take that totally opposite and go with, why do they need to talk? Even if they're making millions of dollars, why do I need to hear you talk?
Because I'm your boss. The people that buy tickets, we're your boss.
You are correct. I understand.
Look, ask
totally.
the people who played professional sports before ESPN and Fox Sports. Would they have done an interview after the game so that they would make $1 million? You think Joe Montana would sign up for that?
Okay, who really watches these midnight? After the Carolina game last night with Duke, gets over at 12 o'clock. I'm watching some of the interviews just because I'm still interested in Carolina. But after
you watching some of the what? Some of the what?
After the first 5 to 10 minutes, I'm done with it. I don't need to see 25 of anybody's lineup come in, answer the same question of why didn't you throw a ball here or why didn't you do this? I'm done with it.
Look, I understand what you're saying. Is that the media there at that point are trying to get somebody to saying something stupid. So my point is, then don't say something stupid. Think about what you want to say it eloquently, be educated about it, and don't say something stupid. Come on, man.
How about this? Bob Knight. Indiana, Bob Knight gets caught how many times interviewing, saying some crazy stuff. Does that not make great for interviews? Yes, I get you. But would he be the bad guy that everybody sees? Would he have been fired from Indiana? Would he have been, traded somewhere else, goes to Texas Tech, gets all same kind of stuff if they didn't interview the man? If they didn't really have to interview him as long as they did, right after losses. If you lose somebody in your family right now, I'm going to come up to you. Well, how do you really feel about that? I mean, what are you going to say?
Are you comparing death to a loss of a game?
Hey, sometimes it is. Sometimes when you have a big rivalry, it's like a death. As soon as you lose, you don't want to lose that. You're going to cry about
Come on, man.
You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get aggravated.
Come on.
Anything else that you want to put in your 2 cents before we move on?
Come on, man.
We're going to move on then. Next thing. NFL investigations. Is there too many? Is the NFL smart? What do you think?
I think the NFL's investigating way too much stuff. It's like, get rid of these people. It's not like there's somebody number 55 on the NFL roster can't play the position. It's like, move on. Hey, you know me. I'm a teacher, right? And if I was arrested for suspicion of marijuana, like Ahmad Bradshaw, I have a container officer, and it might or might not have marijuana in it, I'm not coming to school the next day. It's not happening. They put me on paid suspension, and when the investigation's done, I'm gone.
Well, that's where our job is different than their job. We're scrutinized by our public quicker than somebody that can throw a football.
Ray Rice was on videotape punching his girlfriend
Twice. In an elevator. And then drags her out. So anyway, do we investigate everything now? NFL's investigating everything. Does that make them intelligent? Does it make them stupid? Does it make them ridiculous? Does it?
I say this. You cut the leash. And how many times will you have to cut the leash before these people get the message?
You're right.
Don't smoke marijuana. Don't punch your girlfriend. Don't beat your son with a switch from the yard.
Okay. On the beaten subject there, if you're wanting
Don't
to go
kill
with
your
that,
girlfriend's brother's uncle and then destroy the cell phone. Aaron Hernandez, I'm talking to you.
So in saying the switch from a yard, we grew up with the switch from the yard. What made it different was he was a football player, but he also beat him harder than what you normally should.
But if it were you, you'd be in jail right now. You wouldn't be walking the street.
Okay,
in your $1 million Lamborghini.
When I got switched by my mother, did I run off and tell somebody? No. Did I get switched probably for a good reason? Probably. Sometimes, maybe not. What's the difference?
The difference is you'd be in jail, not driving around in your $1 million Lamborghini.
You're right. Now,
cut him. It's bad for the NFL. Cut him. Get rid of him. I don't care if you're Adrian Peterson, one of the greatest running backs in NFL history. Sorry, gotta let you go.
Okay, did the NBA let Dennis Rodman go after...
O.J. Simpson.
After a couple of mistakes here and there? He made the biggest mistakes of all.
He dressed like a woman. What's wrong with that? You picking on the worm. You need to cut this.
So, Deflategate.
Deflategate.
What do you believe?
My balls always have enough air in them. That's all I gotta say.
So did Brady have anything to do with it? Does he like his cushiony balls better to throw? Or
who cares? Andrew Luck, you got your butt whooped in the second half with inflated balls. Don't worry about deflated balls.
You're right. But is anything ever going to get done, though?
Who cares?
Why shouldn't we care? There is a regulation. There's your rules. There's what you want to go by. They are obviously not going by it. What do you do?
Who didn't do their job?
Now you're telling
Who didn't do their job?
The NFL didn't do their job.
Then don't blame somebody else. You didn't do your job. Do your job.
Do your job. All right.
Look at our producer shaking his head. He got a million things to say and he can't. Grade your papers.
Next subject.
Marijuana.
Marijuana. Legalizing it in many states. Denver, to be one.
Peyton Manning, mile high, baby.
Your answer to this is NFL should make it illegal because it's an illegal substance. It's legal in Denver, and go on, tell us your standpoint.
I got more of a question. My question
is
really, at what point do you take it off of the banned substance list?
I still don't think you take it off the banned substance list. Is there one where, hey, I'm going to come drunk as I'll get out to the game and it still be okay?
Here's a good question. Here's another question. Can a school bus driver in Denver smoke marijuana?
You cannot smoke it legally unless you buy it and it's on property or something. I don't know the...
It's like alcohol. You can own it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Cudshaw, that's our producer over there.
You can own it, and you can smoke it if you're over 21.
I don't want to know why he knows so much about it.
But you can't operate a vehicle thereafter or under the influence. I mean, it's alcohol, except they don't have a blood alcohol test for marijuana, and that's the thing that most people are upset about. Most people wouldn't have any kind of issue with it being legalized, other than the fact that there's no way to tell if you are or are not high, other than the fact of...
So here's the question. At what point, the real question is, at what point does the NFL take it off the banned substance list?
Again, why not keep it on? Just like alcohol.
Because it's legal.
You can't...
But alcohol's not a banned substance.
But you can't drink right before a game and be like, oh, it's okay.
Don't tell Broadway Joe that.
Well...
Broadway Joe had a flask on the sideline.
Different rules for different times. And, you know, it's different players. Why are some privileged than others? Why are you okay with Tom Brady and Deflategate, and you're not okay with if Cam Newton off the Carolina Panthers did the Deflategate? Hey, it's not okay for him. It's okay for Tom Brady, though.
It's not. Nobody said Tom Brady did it. And if he did, whose job is to make sure the football's a regulation?
Anyway,
they got like 40 zebras on the sideline.
Back to the marijuana at hand, I guess you could say.
What's this mean?
It's always going to be totally illegal. You can't get drunk before a game. You can't get high before a game. Don't come out. Don't do it. It's banned. Done. Over. Anything on your to-do list there, Bagman?
I don't want a stoned quarterback. That's all I know.
Who's he going to throw it to? The popcorn vendor?
I feel like... I don't feel like throwing it. He's too far down the field for me to throw it.
Hey, I want some popcorn. I'm just going to throw it over there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He'd be like, who was that was eating a hot dog on the sideline? I got the munchies.
So, now we're going to move on to a great segment of who would you take? Would you take this guy over this guy or this coach over this coach? And
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Just making sure. Going to give you one here. Joe Montana or Brett Favre, and why?
Oh! Okay, so I watched Joe play, and I watched Brett Favre play. And after Brett Favre was finished playing, I still said, nobody's better than Joe. Now, you can't ask me that today. If you would have thrown Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, we would have the discussion. I got to go with Joe.
Wouldn't you go with Joe the whole time then?
Oh.
So you're telling me, over Tom Brady, over Peyton Manning, over...
No.
Why? Why are you telling me no now?
Because I watched them both, and Peyton Manning is a much better quarterback than Joe Montana. And Tom Brady, I think, is a much better quarterback, smarter quarterback. I think Joe Montana was just a great quarterback. I don't think he was necessarily smarter. But, yeah, I don't know.
You can't go with Brett Favre being smarter.
The better question would be
of his member to somebody else.
The better question would be who you got, Bill Belichick or Bill Walsh?
I even hate Bill Belichick, and I would probably still go with Bill Belichick. I mean, he's a winner. Regrettably, you've got to say he's a winner. He's one that you go with.
Bill Walsh. How many does Bill Walsh have?
I know.
How many does Bill Belichick have? Cling, 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 cling. That's my Super Bowl ring.
You know, when they were having a discussion years back, Miami Dolphins winning, going through undefeated and also winning the Super Bowl. Why didn't New England Patriots at that time get to say, hey, we were undefeated, but we didn't win the Super Bowl, but we won more games in the season? Record books.
All that matters, like my dad said, as long as you win your last game.
True. As long as you win the last game. What do you got for me?
I just gave it to you. Bill or Bill? What Bill you taking?
I'm telling you. It's got to go with Belichick.
Do you want me to slide the other one? You want me to give you the other one?
Go on, give me the other
one. All right, you got who you got? Peyton Manning in the playoffs or Eli Manning in the regular season?
Regular season years back? Or are you talking about now?
I'm just saying.
Right now, still going to take Peyton Manning, even in the playoffs, because at some point in time, even though his record is not great, there's been years of shining where he's been playoffs and great and been to a Super Bowl. I would still go with Peyton Manning, best thrower in the game.
Who's got more rings? And he had to get them there.
You're right, but I'm still going with Peyton Manning.
Who beat that 17-19-0 Patriot team? I can't remember. Who was the quarterback of that team?
Eli on a whimsical catch.
Yes.
That there was super glue.
Let's go
on
back
the guy's helmet.
Okay, and who most recently beat the Patriots again in the Super Bowl? Oh, it was Eli. Still not the best Manning in the family. That's a shout out to you, Koopa.
Definitely,
All right,
definitely not their dad.
Yeah. So is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. So this is Jeff Baggett, the Bagman,
James Holt, the nose.
and we're
Just saying.
If that's not Shaquille O'Neal and left, that baby's out of here.
You rotten bugs!